Hi everyone, it's Danielle. Welcome back to Rosetta Vera. Today I'm bringing you my March haul. Um, just a caveat before we start. I am probably recording this throughout the month, so there'll probably be some jumping around and how the light looks, um, nail polish, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to get started filming it so that I wouldn't lose track of things. So we're gonna start with these journals I picked up from Passion Planners. I've been following them for a while, but I had never purchased anything from them. So they had a clearance deal on their planners, and one thing I've noticed, and if you buy Passion Planners, please correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like the price is the same regardless of what size planner you buy. So when I ordered these, I don't know why I was thinking they were more like a planner you could throw in your purse or your book bag. When they actually came in the mail, I was like, oh, these are like 8.5 by 11, which is not a problem. But I think I was expecting them to be much smaller. So I picked them up in 3 colors. So this was Seaside Blue, this is Luminous Rose Gold, and Pine Green. I have given the Seaside Blue to my daughter. Since she had already taken the plastic off of hers, I figured I would just show you guys what it looks like inside. So I've been buying those Archer and Olive journals on sale lately. I think Archer and Olive, the quality is a little bit better. That's not to say that these are bad quality, but when we were actually looking at the actual paper inside, it didn't feel as thick as the Archer and Olive. So you have your ribbon bookmarks in there. There's actually a stain on this book already. They do have numbered pages. I don't think the Archer and Olive ones do. I have to double check. So this was a dotted journal. See, I told you this light would change. It's like midday here as I'm filming this. You have your little pocket on the back. The covers are very flexible. They're not hard. At the back of each journal, it says it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start. You have your little rubber to keep the book closed. So let me give you a few more details of these. So they do come in, you can get line, dotted, and I think it was grid. I don't think there was blank. If there was blank, it might have been sold out when I bought mine. So there's 212 pages in each journal. They're 8.3 by 11.7. So I don't see the GSM on this label, so I'll have to insert it somewhere here. So I think they'll be nice sketchbooks for me. My daughter and I were talking about that. Like, she said she didn't think she could put watercolor on this paper, but she thought she could use it for sketching. Yeah, I just feel like you have to be aware of what medium you're using in these, because I think they'll probably be bleed through, and I think if you're using watercolor, it'll probably warp. So yeah, but like I said, I got them on a good deal, and I think they're a nicer quality than those Five Below journals that I mentioned in last month's haul. And I'm glad I got a chance to at least try them out to see if there would be something that I like. So that's from Passion Planner. Continuing on with my haul for the month, I mentioned last month that since March is my birthday month, I was thinking about really what I wanted to buy this month, and I wanted to focus a little bit more on building up my tools and other things that, I use on a more regular basis. So I picked up some things from Michael's. This is probably one of a few I don't want to say a few. This is probably one of my Michael's hauls for the month because this was actually an online order versus me actually going to the store, and I probably will go in the store for the month is through. But the first thing I picked up was the Sharpie Ultimate Collection. So this is 45 permanent markers, so you get 25 fine and 20 ultra fine. I've seen this set before. Michael's had it like a half off sale, so I bought myself one and my daughter one. So these are like your basic Sharpie colors. My daughter's trying to use her set to color in a picture, and she noticed like there was only one brown to make a person brown, and I told her that I have the actual skin tone set that you've probably seen swatched on my channel. This also doesn't include like there's two special collections Sharpies makes. I think one is called the Electro Pop. I can't remember the other one, so I'll insert it somewhere here. But there's two other collections that aren't included in this. There is a larger Sharpie collection box that includes those two sets plus the double-ended Sharpies and some other kinds of Sharpies. But I felt like I didn't need to do that just yet. I felt like if I wanted those other colors, I could buy them later. So that's that. And also in the vein of buying more tools, I picked up this Sculpey clay conditioning machine to work with my polymer clay. I had been looking at machines online on Amazon because it's basically similar to a pasta roller, and a lot of them, the reviews weren't that great. So even though they were cheaper, there were a lot of like the handle falls off. It's really hard to get the thing to stabilize. And I kind of felt like maybe the ones I was seeing on Amazon weren't necessarily made for clay. They might have actually been pasta rollers that people were trying to sell as clay rollers. So I just decided to get the Sculpey one. There's 3 pieces in here. I believe it's probably the handle, the roller, and the stand. This is only for use with oven baked clay. There's 9 thickness settings. There's stainless steel rollers, and it's supposed to have non-skid feet so that it doesn't move around when you're using it. This was one of the things I was really excited about getting, and part of the reason I wanted to start filming my haul because I wanted to kind of get into using this, because I've kind of held off on some projects because of not having the ability to really roll out the clay in a good way. For me, it's about hand strength that, I'm getting to that age where, arthritis runs in the family, so some things I can't do like I used to do. So that was part of the reason I really needed the machine. So it says it includes the clay machine, a handle, and a C-clamp to clamp it to your table. So those are the 3 items in here. So that was the other item I picked up online at Michael's. And then Michael's always has these 12 by 12 storage cases on sale. I bought one last year to kind of use to hold works in progress. Like if I was working on any cards or anything, I can keep them in one place. The reason I purchased some more, because I actually purchased 4 of these, is because certain things that I'm storing my storage solutions aren't working. So I have a lot of washi tape, and I was keeping them in, let me see if I can get it. I was keeping them in a smaller case like this, and I'm just running out of room. This is just a couple of the newer tapes that I have purchased, but I have like, I think a couple of containers of these for washi tape. So I said, let me just buy something larger that I could keep the washi tape in. And then I have my cookie cutters that I'm using with clay. I have my paste, texturizing paste. So I was like, let me buy something that I can store those things in and, be able to slide them in a closet or slide them under the bed or whatever, and they not take up space. So I purchased 4 of these to use for storing items like that. so I can have some more storage solutions. All right, so continuing my birthday, well, I can't even say birthday, my March haul. I had a chance to go over to Miniso in the mall. I was looking for just like some stationery items and whatnot, but I didn't see much in there. So I did pick up this toy brick set. It is a city corner set. This is the pizzeria. Is it a pizzeria? You know, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a pizzeria. It's like it's giving me pizza, but it's also giving me Chinese food at the same time. But this is from a set of 5 different city buildings. I did not see the other buildings in the store, and when I looked online, they were also not available online. So I just managed to snag this one. If I get over to another, what is it? I think it says High Pay restaurant. Oh, Hot Pot restaurant. See, it pays to have glasses on sometimes because I don't have my glasses on now. That says Hot Pot restaurant. So that's what that is on top of the building. So I don't know if I want to try to search these down online. They didn't have them on the Miniso website, but maybe they'll have them somewhere else. But I picked this up. I don't remember the price offhand, but I believe it was less than $10. Then I have this little journal that my mother sent me. She just sent it just because she knows I like journals. So it's just a regular line journal that she picked up in Marshall's. I actually have a duster that has this a very similar print on it. This print seems to be going around a lot. I've been seeing it on different things. So I'm wondering who the actual artist is. This says OCS Designs, but that is a journal I have. So the remainder of my haul is going to be Book Outlet, Amazon, and another Michael's order. I actually didn't do much shopping in March for my birthday. It was my 50th birthday. I really didn't know what I wanted. I know at the beginning of this video I said that I kind of was going to focus on tools that I might be missing, and I did buy a couple of things from Michael that were more tool related, but nothing was really grabbing my eye this month. So I would say that this haul is going to probably turn out to be more book heavy than anything else. So with that, let's get into the items I got from Book Outlet. So the first thing I have here is a coloring book called Botanical Gardens from Sarah Muzio. Very detailed drawings. Actually, let me move this to the side. And I had seen this on Book Outlet and I couldn't find any flip throughs, but I did look at some pages on Amazon to get an idea of what the art would look like. So that's Botanical Gardens. Then I've been seeing these books by Christopher Hart. They're usually like manga, how to draw manga, and I saw these coloring books, and at first I was like, they're probably not going to be that great, but I just decided to throw them in my basket, and I actually kind of like them. So the first one I have is Drawing with Christopher Hart, the manga artist coloring book Fashion. So these were actually very fun. A lot of details. I was actually surprised at how much I liked them. Again, this is from Book Outlet, and of course I'll put the price I paid for this book. So I actually asked my daughter if she wanted one for herself, because I was surprised at how nice those were. And then the second one is the girls coloring book. So You know, you have a lot of details you can color in there. I was very surprised at how much detail there was. These are not pages you're going to finish real quick. They seem simple at first, but once you get into those backgrounds, they're going to take you a little while to finish up. But you can be creative with how you approach those. So those are both of the Christopher Hart books. Next I got another Joyce Blooms. I got Joyce Blooms to Color by Hilary Fowler. I think I've seen this one around too. It's a lot of floral details here. I wasn't purposely trying to buy a lot of floral books, but that's just how my book outlet order went this month. And then I got another copy of Fairies in Dreamland. I've been waiting to get another copy of this one because I've had this book for over a year, and I started coloring in it with alcohol markers, and I didn't like how it was going because there was a lot of bleed through. And I was like, you know what, I think I just want to start over, and I'll give the old book away. So I waited a little while so I can get my hands on another book because it was out of stock on Book Outlet for a while. So there is a flip through of this book on my channel already if you're interested in it. And then I got another Sticker Studio book. This one is the Apothecary book. I think this leaves me having all of the books in the Sticker Studio series so far. I don't think I'm missing. I think, no, there may be one I'm missing, but at some point I'll put a flip through on my channel of this book as well. I believe the other three I have, there are flip throughs, and that is Atlantis, Florist, and Arcana. I believe they're all flip throughs on the channel of those books. All right. So next we're going to talk about the books I got from Amazon. So I had bought a couple of Mayu books last year, so I decided to add a few more to my collection. So I had gotten an email alert where it was like, here are the books that Mayu herself recommends. So the first one I got is Forest of Fantasy. The only thing I don't like about these books is the paper is very, very thin. I don't mind the fact that they're a little bit smaller, and I do love the actual drawings, but the paper is extremely thin. So, I mean, it's really just colored pencil you can use in here. I would not try using anything else in these books. Color pencil or crayon. That's pretty much it. The paper is very thin, and these books are not cheap. So yeah, these books I think are like $10 each. So that was the first one I got. Then I got Gothic Cuties. And again, the paper quality isn't that great, but I like the graphics. And you get 2 of each page. And then I got Pop Culture Reimagined, which I think this was the book that first made me notice Mayu, was this book. So it's like different takes on superheroes and villains. There's no names here, whereas in the other books there are names. But I think she has 2. This is the first one. All right, so that's that. Then I got another one of the Peter Parker Press Studio Series books. This is the Succulents book. I forgot the other book that I have, but I have another book in this series. I'm looking at it, but I can't see the name from here. So this is the Succulents book, and there's 31 designs in here. Okay. Next, I have a coloring book from Camellia Angelkova. I've been looking at these books for a while. They're usually not badly priced. I think this was $4.99, but I'll put the price in. And I've been looking at these because these are very popular with colorists on YouTube. And they're usually like these little beignets. So I wanted to pick one up, so I got this one. So this is the spring miniatures. So I like that they're like a little small thing you can color. All right, and then the rest of the books are kind of a bunch of different artists or companies. And I purchased them because they were on a good deal. So the first one is Tiny World by, I think, is this Southern Lotus? So this was like $3.99, I think, or something. Like I said, I'll put the prices in. So this was a new company to me. Then we have Coloring Crumbs. This is Sweets and Chocolate coloring book. I feel like I got an email about this book being on sale. That's how I got that. Then we have Sweet Treats. This is by Coloring Book Kim. Sometimes I like books like this because they're, you know, bigger, and they're like things that I don't have to think really hard about the color combinations. I can just do them really quickly. So that's Sweet Treats. Then I have Drinking Animals from Morgana Sky. I know I bought this because it was on a sale. I think when I got it, it wasn't exactly what I expected. So I'm trying to think about how I want to gift this one, because I don't know if I want to really keep this one. I may copy a couple of pages out of it and then pass it on. One of the highlights of this book is supposed to be that there's recipes for the drinks in here as well. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. That's Drinking Animals. Then we have Classic Chibi. You know I like chibis. I got an email about this. This is from Demita Victoria. This is a grayscale coloring book. I know there'll be flip-throughs on my channel at some point. I'm a little behind in flip-throughs. I'm trying not to overload you with flip-throughs. We have RV Road Trip. This is from Coloring Book Cafe. This was something I got an email about, and it caught my eye because I've been watching this channel on YouTube where they showcase tiny houses. I'm gonna put the link below. And I'm always fascinated how people can like put this whole life into like this really small space because I'm a clutter bug and I don't know if I could do it. So that's that. And then the last coloring book I picked up from Amazon is Whimsical Worlds. This is by Ava Brown. I think I also received a notification about this being on sale, and that was why I picked it up. So pretty much most of the coloring books that I picked up this month were because I got a little sale notification or something like that. I really wanted to get Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford, but see, I played myself. It was on sale on Amazon for $10, and it was on Zulily for I think $12, and I was like, oh, I'll wait until later in the month. And when I went to go buy it, it was $14 on Amazon and also $14 on Zulily. So I have to wait to see if that price comes back down. So those are all the books I got from Amazon. So one of the things kind of going into that tool category, and I said buy some tools, is I bought myself a new set of color pencils. I bought a 120 set of color pencils, oil-based color pencils last year. And then I had a couple of smaller sets. I had the Prismacolors. I had, my brain is going blank on her name. I had a smaller set of like 12 pencils. And I just decided that, like, for me coloring here and there, I was like, I just need another big set. So these I kept seeing on sale, and then I watched a couple of reviews. These are the Star Joy Gold editions. And so I decided to pick it up when I saw it again on the lightning deals. So I haven't done much other than open them up and look at them really quickly. I have not used them. I haven't swatched them or anything like that. I've actually had them sitting in my room for maybe 3 weeks because I want to do that on camera so you can see how these swatch out. I'm not going to rush because there are plenty of videos that are giving reviews on these. But the thing that stood out to me the most was like the fact that they have names and numbers. Let's see. A couple of trays in here. I did like the range. So I decided that, you know, I would have these and my Brook Fronters, I believe they're called. And those would be like my primary sets of colored pencils. And I don't think I'm going to buy any more colored pencils beyond the Crayolas. It does come with a little swatching sheet, so I can swatch them at some point. But yeah, I think the only other colored pencils I'm going to buy at this point may be the Crayolas, just so I have a full set of Crayolas. Right now I just have the Colors of the World. And I don't think I'm gonna buy any more colored pencils for a while. So the other ones I have passed on. So these are gonna be kind of like my primary colored pencils that I'm using, unless something, you know, something amazing happens and I'm able to buy something a little more expensive. I think these are kind of going to be the ones that I use primarily. So this is one of the things kind of to that tool thing I was talking about that I'm trying to invest in. The next thing I bought were some arthritis gloves. So I don't have full-blown arthritis yet, but it's coming because it runs in the family. But I wanted to get something to support my hands. Sometimes my hands do get tired, and I was watching someone's crochet video, and they were talking about arthritis gloves. So I decided just to pick up a pair. These were roughly $12. These, I don't know how I feel about them. I just got them. Like, these are the extra large. And I do think that if I went down to large, they might be too snug and cut off my circulations, but they feel a little too big. But I I have to see how I feel working with these. When I was showing them to my daughter, she mentioned artist gloves because she was asking me, was I going to buy her a pair since she saw these? And I was like, I wasn't aware she needed artist gloves. So I'm going to see, she's going to send me a link to what that looks like. And maybe what I need right now is artist gloves, not arthritis gloves, because I was thinking about using these primarily, not so much with drawing or writing, but more so with crocheting and things like that, where I know my hands do cramp up sometimes. So that was something in the tool department. And you know, I'll put the link below because that's what I do. There may be better gloves than this. These were just a random set I found on Amazon. Next we have this silicone measuring cups and sticks. In last month's haul, I think I was showing you guys a measuring cup I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I've had this set sitting in my wish list for a while on Amazon, and I just pulled the trigger on it. It comes with 1 8-ounce graduated silicone cup, 4 100 milliliter silicone cups, 4 15 milliliter epoxy resin cups, 4 silicone stir sticks, and 5 disposable transfer pipettes. And then there's 20 finger cups. So not going to go too deep into this, just wanted to show you what it looked like in case you were interested, because I know I definitely expected a bigger box. You know, I told you before, like, I hate when I do that, when I look at the picture and I don't really read the description, and then when stuff comes, I'm like, that's it, that's all they sent me. So this is your 8-ounce graduated silicone cup. Let's see, it's collapsible. That means when that resin hardens, you could just peel it out, throw it away. Then you have your smaller 100 milliliter silicone cups. You have those little tiny resin cups. Oops, let me pull that out. Here I have, I think, one of these that I got from a kit, so I'm glad to have some more of these because these are very useful when you're using smaller batches of silicone. So that's good to have those. I don't think you even realized that was in the kit. And then you have your pipettes, which you can get these easily, so it's good to have them. And you have your little silicone stir sticks, which I also appreciate because I've been using little popsicle sticks, and that means I throw away, and that's a lot of waste. So I'm glad to have the silicone ones because then I can just reuse them. I could just cure the resin and just peel it off and reuse them. So there's your finger cups. So that's everything that's in that little set. So the next thing I bought when it comes to tools was this little wax decal set. This was something I've been wanting, like, probably since I was a kid. I always wanted to make these little wax decals. So I've been seeing these sets online for a while. So you get your little wax beads here in different colors. And then you have, let me pull this out. You have your little stand here. And then you put your candle in there. You put the little wax beads in here, and you could sit it there so that it can melt. And then you could just pour your wax and then put your little stamper on. So this is something that I've been wanting for a long time. So I pulled the trigger on this. And I mean, there were plenty of Amazon listings with just this, but I wanted the little kind of set to go together. So I'll put the link for this set. It also comes with 2 metallic color pens. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm gonna use the pens for. But I was really buying it for everything else. So that is also something I picked up. Another case of me thinking this was gonna be like huge and it was little. And then the last thing I got from Amazon in March was this Ultimate Scrapbook Supplies Kit. This kept coming up in my feed, so I pulled the trigger on it. It's 331 pieces. I have not looked at this to see what is in here. I will insert the price. I believe it was less than $15. It says it's one A5 book for scrapbooking, 245 stickers, 50 4x6 sheets of paper, 35 different size craft paper tags. Oh, so it comes with a little journal. That I didn't realize. Oh, that's actually more than what I thought it was gonna be. Okay, I didn't realize there was a little journal in here. Okay, so here's your little journal book. Let's take that little bead of glue off of here. Put that away somewhere. Okay. It's just regular notebook paper, plain. It's a little wiggly. But you know, if you wanted to get started right away with an art journal, you've got that journal there. So it says thank you very much. So these are the owners of Sikoto, is the name of the brand. So here's your paper pieces. Here's your paper. And then you have a whole bunch of washi stickers. That's actually quite nice. I may have to go and find the Amazon store and see what else they have. Yeah, I wasn't expecting all. I really just thought it was just like paper and some stickers, but this is cute. Like if you just want to be ready to hop into doing something, you could do that really quickly. Everything's cut to size. If you wanted to make this a little photo album, you could. You could be ready to go really quickly. This is cute. I'm not mad about this. This is actually really nice. And like I said, for the price I paid, I think it was less than $15. I would have inserted the price by now. That's actually a really good deal. So nice. I'm gonna look up their Amazon shop and see what else they sell. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So now my final order from Michael's. So the first couple items, I was just trying to get to free shipping. You know how that life is. So I had some rewards and I had a coupon and I wanted to get to free shipping. So I was kind of stuffing some things in there. So the first couple of items I have here are just some Loops and Threads Echo cotton yarn. So we have the dual colored skeins. These are 96 yards, 1.95 ounces. So I didn't realize they're gonna be so tiny. I know I gotta do better with reading the descriptions, but I wasn't expecting them to be so tiny. But they were like $1.99. I think they would buy one get one half off, so I didn't pay a lot for them. So those are the two dual colors I bought. Then I bought some more Echo cotton. These were in the more multi-color ways, and they're the same size. And then I bought some single colored ones here. I got a green and a red. So part of the reason I was buying yarn is I've been watching different YouTubers who crochet, and it's giving me some ideas for some smaller projects. I'm just looking for some things that like I can do while I'm watching TV, that I don't have to be so mindful. Like even like with coloring, I'm kind of looking at the screen, looking at the coloring, looking at the screen, looking at the coloring. These I can crochet without looking at it. I learned how to crochet when I was like 5 or 6. So I can do crochet without being like actively aware of it. I used to crochet on the bus stop years ago. So it was one of these things that, you know, it's kind of like rhythmic, and also, as I mentioned earlier, arthritis runs in the family, and I'm trying to think of ways to keep my fingers flexible and mobile. So I've been thinking about doing a bit more crocheting to keep that mobility going. So I bought a couple of skeins, and then because I had cleared out all my yarn a couple of years back, let me move this. I had to go and buy hooks because I really don't have hooks anymore. I did a really major purge of all my yarn and hooks and things like that because I wasn't crocheting at all. And so I didn't have, I mean, I have a couple of random hooks that are larger. I think I even have like a circular crochet hook, which I don't think I've ever used. But I think I may have 3 or 4 hooks at this point. Plus, you know, I admit, crochet hooks are really good for getting clogs out of your drains. So there may be a time that one of my hooks is being used for that in my old apartment. But anyway, we needed to get some, I needed to get some new hooks. So I bought these 3 sets, plus I bought some yarn needles, because I don't think I have any yarn needles anymore. And when I did, I think I had plastic ones. So these are kind of to beef up my selection of yarn again. I mean, my selection of needles again. So the first pack is 007, what is it? 01, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the second pack is D to K. And then the third pack is L to P. And the first 2 sets are metal and these are plastic. I looked at some of the fancier hooks and I was kind of like, you know, I think I'll be okay with just some basic hooks. So these are the ones I picked up. I believe Loops and Threads is Michael's store brand. So I felt I would be okay with these. And then thinking about future projects, I bought some fabric adhesive. I have a lot of adhesive, but I don't think I have this. I think I just have regular Aliens adhesive, not the fabric glue. So that's why I picked this up. And then the final item for my March haul is this Prim midi knitting mill. So I've been wanting to buy a knitting machine for a little while. I actually bought one at Christmas from Walmart, and when I got it, it was used and broken, so I had to send it back. So you know, I kind of was waiting for one for a decent sale, and then I saw this one on Michael's, and like I said, I have some rewards and I had a coupon, so I decided to pick it up. The reviews have been kind of all over the place, so I don't really know what to expect. I've never used a knitting machine. My mother didn't teach me how to knit. She knew how, but it wasn't like the thing she liked to do. So I never learned how to knit. I think I taught myself how to cast a little bit, but that was like, I was a teenager. So I was just thinking of how, like, what was a quick way to get some knitted items done. And I watched a couple of videos with knitting machines and they seem really interesting. And again, going back to that thing I can do while watching TV that doesn't require a lot of mindfulness from me. I like the idea that it's kind of like you turn a crank and you're making this. I have to see how this is going to go. Like I said, the reviews were kind of all over the place. There were some reviews that were like, oh, this is awesome, da da da. There were some reviews that said, oh, it dropped stitches. But I've seen that on other brands as well about drop stitches. I think there is a knitting machine company, I think it's called an Addy, where those seem to be like the best ones, but that's super expensive. So I don't know why I keep turning this box around. I guess I'm trying to keep you visually stimulated because I don't know how close that is to the camera. So we're gonna play with this. This was like the major tool I was buying this month. I think this and the Sculpey clay conditioning machine were the two major things I was trying to purchase this month. I've been debating whether or not I want to replace my die cutting machine because it is really old. I feel like it's got to be 20 years old, but I never really used it. I did debate getting a new sticker making machine because mine is so old you can't buy replacement parts for it anymore. But I have to see. I'm still looking into those things. I'm hesitant to buy another die cutting machine because I do have, you know, a manual die cutting machine plus a Silhouette and a Cricut, and I really have never really used any of the three. So it's kind of like they're brand new. They're just older. They just haven't been utilized because I haven't had time. So one of the things that I do want to work on this summer is kind of playing with those things, and then I'll know if I need to upgrade anything. I think at the time I bought my Cricut, there was a major upgrade, and that was why I got mine on sale, because I was buying an older version. But again, I haven't had a chance to play with it and use it to its nth ability. So I kind of am like, it doesn't make sense for me to upgrade when I haven't really played with it that much. So those may be tools that I buy towards the end of the summer after I've had some time to kind of play with die cutting a little bit more, and figure out if they make sense in my life. That is, I think, everything for March. Like I said, I didn't do much shopping. It's like my shopping was very sporadic. I didn't really go out to the store at all. And the times I did, I didn't really find much I was interested in. Because I did 2 Michaels orders, I didn't go back into the store because I was like, I made these 2 orders, that's enough. I didn't get into Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Home Goods or any of that. I didn't make my way over to Hobby Lobby. So yeah, most of my shopping was kind of limited. And I don't know, I just had so much going on in March. I thought I was going to spend more because I was like, yay, it's my birthday month, I'm going to treat myself, da, 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 da. And then I kind of was like, there's nothing I really want, so I'll just wait. So, and that's on all fronts. Like, I normally buy myself like makeup, or I buy myself a new handbag. I didn't do any of that this year. I've just kind of been like, I went to the mall a couple weeks ago, and I came back with like just my free item from Sephora, and that was it. I just kind of haven't been that motivated by the things I'm seeing in store, and it could just be a moment right now in the retail cycle. So some of you may think I bought a lot this month, and that's okay too. But like I was saying, in comparison what I really think I normally buy around my birthday, this really wasn't a lot. So I'm rambling, and I always say when I'm rambling, it's time for me to go. As always, thank you for spending time with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.